Yes, guys, it's really not easy making content, but my inspiration has been Anita Afro Grunge. Since the year started, they've been posting videos of what they're busy with, ideas they have, giving tips. So that's really been inspiring for me. So thank you, Anita, for being that get up and do it pointer for me. So Langa happens to be celebrating 100 years this year, and I've been documenting uLanga since I started out as a photographer. It's also like a space where I would like play around with the camera, a space that allowed me to try out photography, a space that allowed me to, you know, go into community spaces, community projects sometimes, to do stuff with people from uLanga, or even just going out to family functions within uLanga. The years where I started liking stuff and defining who I was, what I like, what I wanted to pursue as a person, that all happened uLanga. And it happened in the time when I was introduced to photography, when I was starting out in photography. I know it's been a great thing, man, like just to be able to feel safe in a space. It's one of the few townships that I feel safe at, making images and just walking around with the camera out in the open. So I'm really happy to, you know, dip into this archive now, speak about some of the frames that I've made over these last couple of years, and just sort of direct you guys about the project Langa My Love, which celebrates uLanga as a space. Also, the title comes from a poem that was written by Mam Fatima Dike, who's a playwright and author from uLanga. So I really resonated with that title because I have a love for the space. Yeah, so that's what I'll be doing. And today I want to talk particularly about a picture that I made. If niyazi guys, kukho indawo kwaLanga xa ungena kwaLanga eBhunga, phayisegileni near the traffic circle, there's a Gunya spot pana Klotumelo yabo. So this one time I was walking around, I think it was a Saturday afternoon 2017. I was walking around looking for images for a client. I headed towards Roma, and the Roma, like Pangasesegileni, kukho a church right behind Emakunyen Paglotumelo, and this church is situated, obviously situated there, and then there's another structure at the side. I'm assuming it's like a municipal, and it's like it's corrugated with some iron. I especially liked how a bit of Table Mountain appeared behind what I've just described now. What else did I like? I liked there was like in the foreground there's like a pool of water. I think there's 2 puddles of water, which to me, if I remember correctly, it was winter, because if kuki puddles in here, and it should indicate that it was raining. So I'm assuming I made the image in winter 2017. I really love that image because for me personally, when I look at it, it really says, oh, kuKwaLanga apa, or somewhere kaLanga. You might not know where exactly, but if ungumdu who's familiar with the space, you'll know that that particular image was made kwaLanga. And in that same image, this frame that I'm describing now, there's a man who is coming from Pineland side, or coming from that road which I described earlier on, just situated between these 2 structures. He was walking, coming and headed towards Esegileni, maybe going home from work, because people usually use that route Pineland, Sea, or from Mapomeni in some cases. So maybe the person was coming from there and they were riding their bike, or pushing it rather, and he was walking next to it. So that was the image for me. It was perfect timing, perfect framing. I really enjoyed it. Every time when I look back at the project, that's like the first image that I'm always drawn to in the folder. What else do I like about that image? I really, more than anything else, I like that it reminds me of home, man, because yeah, I haven't been home since last year. So whenever I look at that image now, especially, it just takes me to a place and time.